along here with Streeter Brothers and 103.9 The Fox. Starting next week, we'll start signing up for next month's grand prize drawing at the end of July, and then we do the same thing in August. That means every Thursday you'll still have those chances at $103.90 in cash from Streeter Brothers and 103.9 The Fox. Be listening for that again this coming week here on the Foxhole Morning Show, as well as all day long. We have 7:33 now here in the Foxhole. That means we're just this close to your two favorite moments on this show all week. Steph's porn star or weatherman, followed by Steph's Fox flashback here on the Fox. Two chances to win. We have freaking unbelievable burgers, and we have those tickets for the Flint City AFC. They're playing tonight, and this is their final game of the year. I guess.
It is.
I don't think there's a postseason in the Flint City AFC League. They are undefeated at 7-0-0, and they're taking on the only other undefeated team. But the other undefeated team they have a tie. So statistically, the Flint City AFC are doing better with 7-0-0 as their record. 5-0-1 is what the other record is. And we are going to be giving those tickets away. They're up for grabs, I should say. Anyway, you can choose those. They're family 4-packs of tickets for tonight at 7 o'clock at Atwood Stadium. What a great family event that'll be. And then the Flint City Bucks. Now, we don't have tickets for that anymore. We gave all those away. But Flint City Bucks tomorrow night are playing there, and that's a big deal. And I wanted to point this out because it's Military Appreciation Night tomorrow night when the Flint City Bucks take on Oakland County FC. They continue with their undefeated season too, by the way. They are 6-0-0, but they've got some more games coming up, and they've got tournaments and things like that that'll be playing it. But more importantly, tomorrow night is Military Appreciation Night.
Oh, that is huge.
So this is something that's near and dear to all of us here, and all active duty service members.
Breaking Royal News, Royal Rachel says, I'm seeing something here on my screen, maybe about that, and it's kind of interesting to me. I thought he already lived there.
Jersey auction that they will have at Atwood Stadium Saturday night after the Flint City Bucks game this year, or match, I should say. This year,
they won't move into Buckingham Palace. I always thought they lived there. I thought that was home.
Talking about that over the last couple of years. That's
where do they live?
For unhoused veterans in Genesee County, it's now officially open.
They got a condo somewhere?
Veterans Center is open there as well. And you can see the 4 bungalows that are, I believe all 4 now are occupied in phase 1. We have phase 2 coming up. We still need to raise money for that, so there are a lot of ways you can do it. Check the Catholic Charities website for that. But if you're at the game on Saturday night, bid on those camouflage jerseys. Those are real popular anyway.
Oh, I bet they're cool.
They are, and all that money is going to go towards the cause, okay? 7:35 right now. If you're the third caller at 810-230-9777, caller number 3 at 810-230-9777, you'll get to play Porn Star or Weatherman with Steph next and choose their prize. And then we'll follow that up with Steph's Fox Flashback, another chance to win. You are caller 1, sorry. Number 2, sorry. Who's on my phone?
John.
Tom?
John.
John. All right, John. Congratulations. You made it in. You are the third caller. Say hi to Steph.
Hey, Steph.
Hey, John, how are you? You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know your porn?
Last time I lost, so.
Oh, all right. So you're back for redemption, huh?
Yeah. And his wife is checking his laptop as I speak. All right, so
Taking a look at that search history, isn't she?
Yeah. John, you hold the line. You're going to get a chance to play coming up next here on the Fox, okay?
All right.
Fox.
They want to open up Buckingham year-round to visitors. You were there last summer. I can't believe that you didn't figure out a way to maybe rent a room over there. Because that's kind of been your lifelong dream, I think, is to be able to reside there. The Queen lived there. They have other royal residences that they live in. King Charles lives primarily at Clarence House in London. Clarence House in London. And that has been his case for, wow, it's like 23 years. Okay, well, again, every day I come in here, I learn something. And that's what I'm learning now. I always thought they lived at the Buckingham Palace all the time. But you did take some illegal pics. Ooh. And you blasted it all over YouTube that you've done that. Okay. Okay, boss lady's got a headache. That's not good. Checking about the weight thing. The weight thing turned into a 225.4 reading, which is a little more than a half-pound loss from last week. So that's good. That means breakfast is this. But it also means Tina is our winner this week. No shame in Rachel's game. It's funny.
Casino app and get legendary reward drops every week. Plus, new customers get 500 bonus spins on Cash Eruption and up to $1,000 back in casino bonus if you're not up money after your first 24 hours.
Oh, let's see where we're at here.
Offered by Seminole Hard Rock.
May never get there again. Well, there's no question that you would want to get some souvenir shots. I don't blame you for that. Did you get to walk up to one of the guards, the palace guards, and try to make him smile or laugh or twitch or something?
And don't sweat the price tags. These guys keep it affordable and fabulous, so you can save your pennies for poolside cigars and backyard barbecues. Call 810-908-2000 now and ask about special discounts for law enforcement and military.
News time is coming, although that's still 20 minutes away.
And the cigars, they're on fire.
Henry Ford Genesis Hospital is a place
Did I watch USA Soccer? No, I did not. And I'll tell you what, I tried to watch one match a couple nights ago. Mexico, I think, was in it. And within 15 minutes of watching it, I fell dead asleep for an hour. I was watching it on my computer. And I fell dead asleep 15 minutes into it. I have tried for 40 plus years to get into it, to get into soccer. And it's just not happening. No, you respect the guards. You didn't try to fool with them. You got to wonder, though, those guys are probably, everybody tries to mess with them, so you would think they're probably like we are here on our live streams when the trolls come in. Because people that try to mess with them are like trolls.
Why let your savings sit still when it could be working for you? At Horizon Bank, our money market accounts give you strong rates and easy access to your cash, so your money stays flexible while it grows. Looking for something more secure?
And they're used to that.
CDs offer guaranteed growth with terms that fit your
You got to think, if you are a palace guard, what are you thinking about all day long when you're standing there still, you're not moving a single muscle, and everybody's coming up and trying to mess with you? Tell you a joke, maybe try to put a feather under your nose or something, whatever they're trying to do. What are they thinking about to take their mind off of that so that they can focus? What do you think they're thinking about? It's kind of like what you have to do when they're doing something in the dentist office to your teeth. You're always thinking about something else, focusing on something else so that you're taking your mind away from all that's going on in your mouth. That's what those guys have to be doing while they're standing there in what look like uncomfortable uniforms. They think king, you think? Do you think that's what they think, Rob Suka? I think you might be thinking right, maybe.
I'm Casey Barron, and I approve this message.
Well, in Vienna Township, we've got 10,100 block of Saginaw Road. There's a slow spot over by the Marathon Station. There was a crash there just reported a couple of minutes ago. Over by another station, the Speedway, over on Bristol Road, the 2100 block of Bristol Road in Flint Township. Got a crash slowing things there. And eastbound 69 at Sheridan Avenue in Clayton Township, that is. That was a crash a while ago. We're still cleaning that one up. If you happen to spot a crash or unusual slowdown at any time throughout the day in your travels, we invite you to tell us about it at 810-230-WRSR. That's 810-230-9777 to be a traffic tipster on 103.9 The Fox.
Fox Morning Show on 103.9. That was a rough one. I almost screwed up.
Oh, there we go.
I almost skipped over the whole plan here.
Listen, it's the only reason I get up on Fridays.
Yeah, the operative words being get up. All right. It's time for Porn Star or Weather Dude. Starring Scintillating Steph. Taking on Jazzy John. Morning, Jazzy John. How are you?
Oh, wonderful.
He sounds jazzy, doesn't he?
Sounds a little jazzy.
Michigan Kim now joining. Good morning, Michigan Kim.
Do you even know what jazz hands are, John? John, are you there?
What do you hear? I can barely hear without.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm putting the music in your ear.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah. All right, Jazzy.
That
John,
happens
here's
every
what
week.
explain. I'm gonna
He's
give
got
you
that music going on, and the caller can't hear because of it. And
Based
every
on that,
week they have to
Larry's
tell
a
him.
Porn Star weatherman, and based on her vast knowledge of porn. And if once she
And now Slyman joins just in time for Porn Star Weatherman.
get it right 3 times before she fools you 3 times, that's how you win. And what have we decided? These
Major.
Frank Major.
Frank Major is a major weather person.
Frank Major is a weather person, according to Steph. And what do you say to that, Jazzy John?
Steph's wrong.
He said I'm wrong.
You say
So he's not agreeing.
You're not agreeing. Oh, well, that's...
Porn star.
Yeah. You're right. He is a porn star.
He is a porn star. Is he a major porn star?
Well, apparently he is, because it's in his name.
Well, he can't be major if I've never heard of him. All right.
Next up, Jamarlo Phillips.
Ooh.
Jamarlo Phillips.
Jamarlo Phillips is a weather person.
Weather person Jamarlo Phillips. What do you say to that one?
That's right. I agree.
And you'd be right. He's a weatherman at, let's see here, WEAR in Pensacola, Florida. Next up. All right,
John, you could win this.
Yeah, you've already got 2 in a row, so here we go. Number 3 is Brian Pumper.
Really?
Brian Pumper.
Brian Pumper?
Porn star weatherman, Steph.
Porn star.
Porn star, according to Steph. What do you say to that, Jazzy John?
Definitely a porn star.
He said as he delayed to look it up on Google. All right. Yeah, you don't think we know that, right? Yeah. We know what you're
Yeah.
over there,
Want the
Jazzy.
movie who was there?
You, sir, are a winner. And what does he have to say?
John, do you remember? Well, no, you lost last time.
Yeah.
So, you just have to say it loud and proud. Steph sure knows, no. You have to say, I know more about porn than Steph. John?
John!
I know more about porn than Steph.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Thank you, brother. Congratulations. Have a great weekend. And let's get to this. The Foxhole Morning
And now here's Andrea.
The Fox. Steph's Fox Flashback.
All right. After hearing their track, Showdown, John Lennon became a massive fan and admiringly referred to the group as, quote, son of Beatles or Beatles Jr., unquote.
Really?
That's, wow, from John Lennon, that's something.
Yeah.
And the band's frontman did go on to co-produce the Beatles reunion tracks, Free as a Bird and Real Love in the 1990s, alongside with playing in the supergroup Traveling Wilburys with George Harrison.
Wow.
Any guesses yet?
I know who you're talking
All
about.
right, all right. We're up against a good-looking Michigan weekend, so let's get into it with Jeff Lynne and ELO with Mr. Blue Sky on 103.9 The Fox.
So much porn talk on a Friday. It happens every Friday. That's the game. Porn star weatherman. That's the contest. Every Friday morning. You're usually not here that early to enjoy that. But that's what we have. But we would like you to enjoy Charlie this morning. It's a German short-haired pointer. This is your smile source, who, if Canada Dan shows up today, I'm going to show this dog to him because this got to be his neighbor. Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, which is exactly where Canada Dan comes from. And so does Charlie. And that's who he is. Although he's not necessarily a smile source for himself today, he's contemplating whether or not he even wants to put up with you. Yes, you do need to start being here now because you're missing some of the best parts of the week. I'm telling you what, anybody who misses 5 minutes of what we do during the 2 hours that we're here misses a big part of the week, no matter what part of the week that is. Now, I'm going to, for just a second here, I'm going to go a little bit of Go Sports for you. Because tonight is an interesting night in ESPN land. Their longtime anchor, SportsCenter anchor, Linda Cohn, is retiring tonight. Her last shows are tonight. She's been at ESPN reporting sports for about 34 years. And she goes back to the days when being a female in the world of sports was an oddity. She was one of the earlier SportsCenter anchors, along with Sharon Smith and Gail Gardner. Gail Gardner actually used to do sports on a local station in Detroit. But back when those gals started, being a female in sports was a rarity. Now they're everywhere. because they took a liking, thanks to Dad mostly, showing them when they were young how cool sports could be. And then they picked up with it and they got interested in it. Maybe they played a sport, and so they got interested and they branched out. But back then when they got going, these ladies who were in sports didn't have a lot of competition. They were good, they knew their stuff, and they were rare. So they got into the game of sports, no matter what they enjoyed covering. But one of the things that was a controversy back then was the fact that women typically were not found in men's locker rooms for baseball teams or football or hockey or basketball or anywhere else in pro or college sports. Women just did not go into the locker rooms. Well, the women fought for the right to do it, saying, hey, we're not there to ogle. We're there to get our story. We're there to question the athletes and the managers, coaches, whatever, and then take that back to our reporting outlets. That was what they wanted. They fought for that. And they fought hard for that. And it was on every level. It wasn't just in the majors. I had this deal when I was a minor league hockey broadcaster in Port Huron, Michigan. We had a local station that had a female news reporter who fought to be able to get into the locker room to interview the guys after the games. And it was a huge controversy in town because there were so many people that thought women don't belong in there. They just don't. Because men weren't allowed in the ladies' locker rooms for like tennis, for example, or now there wasn't a whole lot of women's basketball going on back then on pro level, but mostly tennis was the thing then. So that was the speak for yourself. About what? I'm speaking aloud. What were you were hiding? Is that what you were doing? But that was what was going on. And ultimately, they ended up getting the right to go in there. And the guys were fine with that. And then the question became, what would the wives of the pro players think if the women were in the locker rooms questioning them while they were in various stages of undress? And then a lot of people were surprised at the idea that the wives are saying, hey, they're reporters. They're allowed to do it. They should be allowed to do it. Let them go in. That's fine. They're there to do a job. But it took a while for that mode of thinking to take hold, to the point where eventually it was commonplace to see women in locker rooms of guys after matches or games. Guys just drilled a hole in the wall. That's what you thought, huh? Can we go outside? I'd be limping around if we went outside, Ropsuka. I'd be limping around today just like my dog is.
Yeah, for sure it's going to be one of those weekends here. So we're celebrating sunshine for sure. Now with the trivia question, the phone number that you'll need, 810-230-9777. You are playing for that a family four-pack of tickets to see the Flint City AFC take on the AFC Michigan Jaguars. That goes on tonight at Atwood Stadium. That's a 7 o'clock start time. So here we go. Here's the question, all right?
Yeah.
Is ELO in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Oh, boy.
I had to think about this one.
Yeah, I don't actually know the answer to this at all, but I know they should be.
I know they should be, too. A lot of people should be.
Yeah, so we'll see.
All right.
810-230, you got a 50-50 shot of getting it right. You want to go to that game tonight. It's a perfect chance for you to get it. 4 tickets to Atwood Stadium tonight for the family. Flint City AFC wrapping up their season and hopefully undefeated. They're 7-0-0 right now, so they go 8-0-0 for a perfect season tonight. That'd be great. You could be there for all the family fun and activities at Atwood Stadium for the game. Flint City AFC taking on the Michigan Jaguars, 7 o'clock tonight, Atwood Stadium. 810-230-9777 if you want to take a guess at it. 7:52. Good morning.
Not all smart devices are created.
Rachel's back. Rachel is one of those females who are everywhere in sports these days. And again, part of that started in many cases because the females played a sport. And then once they were in their one particular sport, specializing in it, and realized the cool thing that sports is as just a way of life, they started to take interest in others as well. Rachel loves the sports. Are you going to be watching when Linda Cohn signs off ESPN tonight for the final time after, I think, 34 years? We were discussing while you were away the fact that she came into the world of sports reporting back when women in sports reporting was somewhat controversy over whether they should be in the locker room interviewing the guys. You enjoy soccer. Well, then you're watching World Cup. You think you will watch that? Okay. I was trying to watch World Cup a couple nights ago. I hadn't seen any matches up until now, but the night before last, I thought, okay, I'm going to try to see what I can see. And I was watching the match, which it was Mexico was playing in it. And I fell asleep 15 minutes in. And I slept for an hour. I slept until the damn match was over. Right in front of my desk, right at my desk. Was right out of it. Because that's just what happens when I'm watching soccer. And I've tried for 50 years to figure it out how to really, really get interested in it. If you're watching on TV, now it's a little bit different if you're in the match. I used to cover some matches, North American Soccer League, in person back in the late 70s when Detroit had a pro sports team called the Express. Trevor Francis was ladies' man, and he was the star of that team. It was okay then, watching it in person. It's kind of like watching hockey. You can't watch it in person. You can't watch it on TV as effectively as you can in person because there's so much that happens out of range of the cameras that you can watch that you can't watch when the camera is focusing on where the puck is. Why don't USA watch Hockey World Cup? They will. There will be that. Although hockey in the United States is regional. There is major interest in our state of Michigan and about 6 other states in the country about hockey, but the rest of the 50 states don't care at all about hockey. That's way down the list of importance for them. We just happen to be fortunate enough to be in a state where there's a lot of great hockey, and we here in Michigan are nuts about it. It's one of the top sports for us to follow. We have had a decent team, not the last 10 years with the Red Wings, but we'll get there. Dale is here from Arizona. Good morning, Dale. Welcome to the party. Good sleeping sport. You put it on when you wanted Miles to nap after surgery. You put soccer on for him? That's awesome. He'd rather watch NASCAR, huh? All right, we'll be getting to the news in a couple minutes. And after that, we will be doing our food fighting.
Happy 250th birthday, America. Time flies. It's been 150 years since the first phone call. TV Star Trek is...
NASCAR keeps him interested. You played beach volleyball last night. You have a toe issue. Huh. I saw your photo of the last beach volleyball action. Don't look like you've lost a step, really. But you're working on an injured toe. Michigan Kim loves NASCAR, and she particularly loved Kevin Harvick when he ran in it. Now there's this... who's your guy? Blaney, right? Ryan Blaney is the guy this year. Do I watch Formula One? Yes, I have. In fact, I used to cover Formula One in person when they raced in the streets of downtown Detroit. The first 2 years that they had the Detroit Grand Prix in the streets of downtown Detroit, it was a Formula One race. After that, they switched to IndyCar, but the first 2 years it was Formula One. And so I was there in person doing play-by-play coverage halfway around the course in downtown Detroit when the Formula Ones raced. The first guy that won was K.K. Rosberg. He won the first year, and then who was the other guy? Ayrton Senna. The late Ayrton Senna won the second year. And then later on in his career, he crashed, and it was deadly, and that was terrible. Who won the weigh-in this week? The weight was 225.4. Tina was our winner this week. Blaney and Elliott, but you prefer Team Ford, which is Blaney. There we go. And, of course, we have interest here, rooting interest in Eric Jones because he's from our area over in Shiawassee County in a town called Byron. Brad Keselowski, also Michigan native. He used to race around here in Clio at Auto City a bunch of years ago before he got on the big circuit. Back to Johnny and Steph.
Chance of getting it right. You still can get in on it at 810-230-9777 is ELO in the Rock Hall of Fame. If you want to go to the Twin Atwood Stadium, Clinton City AFC soccer game tonight at Atwood Stadium, call now, 810-230-9777.
Formula One is different than IndyCar racing, yes. Formula One is the absolute top-of-the-line model race car. Those drivers are considered to be, those are the international drivers that are considered to be the absolute best of the best. IndyCar is like next down. The thing that makes the two of them similar is that because of the open wheel racing that the cars are designed, unlike NASCAR, they want really to never crash those things. NASCAR lives on crashes. That's kind of why NASCAR is a contact sport, whereas the others are not. They're about speed and skill and nuance, basically, when it comes to driving. But the difference is that NASCAR is a contact sport. And that's what people watch for. It's like half the people who watch hockey watch for the fights. I would have loved to have seen NASCAR happen in downtown Detroit. That's too bad. But the first 2 years of NASCAR, of racing in the Detroit Grand Prix, 85, 86, were the years that I watched anyway. They had been racing before that, but I started working with their team, the coverage team, in 85 and 86. The first 2 years were K.K. Rosberg and Ayrton Senna were the winners. And then after that, it became IndyCar. I was always positioned at turn number 8 on the course, which is like halfway around the course. And my broadcast location was the top of the Blue Cross Blue Shield parking garage. That was my vantage point. You had to completely forget about the height thing when you're up there watching that. Especially at Daytona and Talladega. That's where the crashing happens. That's all kinds of crash and bang racing. Yep. Those you can also get that happening on the short tracks, which doesn't, it's not as thrilling because they're not going as fast, but you got that. And then you also have that on those road race courses, which SVG wins every time that they play or they race on a road race course where they can actually turn right. He seems to know how to do that better than anybody else. And there's a lot of that pushing. It's not real spectacular crashing, but you can really knock those guys out at the curves. You can knock out your competition without even trying over those. Back to Johnny and Steph again.
It's Classic Rock 103.9 to Fox. Green Day there. When I come around on the Fox Home Morning Show, it's Johnny and Steph in the house here. Let's go to the phones here and see if we can't get us a winner on the ELO question.
Good morning, the Fox. Is ELO in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know what year? That's fine. You don't need to know. That's fine.
Bonus points, 2017.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Who's on our phone this morning?
Alice.
I'm sorry?
Alice?
Alice? Is it Alice?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Perfect. All right, Alice. You've got a 4-pack of tickets for the Atwood Stadium match tonight. Enjoy that. We'll get some info off the air, but who just hooked you up this morning, Alice?
Fox. The Fox.
Perfect.
News time. Five things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Fox Big Deals. 103.9 The Fox wants you to save up to 50% at your favorite local businesses, restaurants, services, and more. It's Fox Big Deals. Visit foxbigdeals.com or click the link at classicfox.com. Like Fox Big Deals on Facebook. The murder of an Oscoda man last summer now bringing charges against a Flint man accused of killing him. 42-year-old Markel Jones facing an open murder charge connected to the death of 44-year-old Leslie Brown of Oscoda last July. Brown had reportedly last been seen in western Shiawassee County before being reported missing, and 10 days after that missing report was filed, Brown's body was discovered in a wooded area, with police saying there were signs of assault and strangulation, although the autopsy report had ruled Brown's death as undetermined. Trial ahead for a Saginaw woman accused of holding a relative captive in her home for an extended period. Reports saying 48-year-old Tasha Beeman is charged with first-degree vulnerable adult abuse and unlawful imprisonment, holding her sister-in-law in a basement on Gilbert Street, she says, to keep her safe. Sister-in-law eventually escaped and is now said to be residing in a state-run facility. There's a new report that was released this week by Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel's office that identifies 37 priests and a deacon as having committed misconduct in the Diocese of Saginaw during a 75-year period. period. None of them ever faced criminal charges. Nessel's report adds to a statewide review of the 7 Catholic dioceses in Michigan dating back to 2K18, and that report said to have been met with an apology from Bishop Robert Gruss of the Catholic Diocese of Saginaw. Tigers losing to the Astros last night 2-1, try to bounce back when they play again tonight at Comerica Park. That's a 6:40 p.m. start against the Astros. Great Lakes Loons blanked the Lansing Lugnuts 2-0 last night. They're at it again tonight in Lansing beginning at 7:05, and the U.S. World Cup soccer team finishes up group play by losing to Turkey 3-2. U.S. finishing with a 2-1 record. They now move on to the knockout round against Bosnia and Herzegovina next Wednesday, that one at Santa Clara, California. And to cap this one off, tonight's Mega Millions drawing is going to be for a jackpot of $489 million. And that's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Today's forecast calling for some patchy fog forming during the morning commute for some of you. The rest of the day, it's just expected to include sunshine mixing with cloud cover as temperatures top out around 74 degrees with light variable winds. Tonight to be partly cloudy, get down to around 55. A lot of sunshine to look forward to tomorrow with temps near 80. And then for Sunday, plenty more sun at about 84. Right now it's 57 in Flint and in Saginaw, 59.
Something you want to scream about? This is the hour you do it on the Friday Funnies edition of the Foxhole Morning Show. We always give you that psychological boost for the weekend, getting rid of the stress with the Friday morning primal scream. And there are lots of reasons to scream. How about that lady that stole the trash can and dumped it out after the Knicks game? She's like an ex-CEO or something of a big company.
Really?
She's now no longer wanted.
Unemployed.
No longer needed. 103.9 The Fox.
All right, get ready for humidity on the East Coast, much like we'll have here in Michigan next week. Next week will be just a sauna. Unlike what's going on in Australia, where it's now winter. And Mel Mel joins us from there. Good evening, Mel Mel, who's looking forward to the challenge of trying to squeeze a whole lot of sardines into one can in the next few weeks coming up with Mr. Mel Mel and relatives coming in. The challenge is being that she's going to live a life of Johnny Burke at some point here soon. They're moving from one, wouldn't you say, a 4-bedroom into a 3-bedroom, and you're doing so with 6 people, I think is what the plan is. This is a challenge. This is almost like a game show. This could be a ratings winner. And we definitely would like to get regular reports on how that works out. Because one of the things that Johnny has done over the course of years is every time he's tried to shoehorn people from his family into his not real big house in Frankenmuth, Michigan, and how that works out. And there's always different people in there. The same kind of thing is going on in the world of Mel Mel, where she's going to take 6 people and try to pry them into a smaller house than they've got now. And you've been cleaning and washing curtains. And sorting. You're going to have to be an organizational whiz to be able to make this work. But, maybe Mr. Mel Mel is a help. I don't know. Is he with that? Is he kind of one who pitches in with all that kind of thing if necessary? I mean, there's a lot of time when he's not even home, but when he is, and you're also throwing out a lot of stuff. Well, there's a key. Make room. No. He does not help. That may have to change. There may be a little bit of adjustment made in the responsibilities there. All right, we're getting ready to do some food fighting, so let's give you a couple of them before Johnny and Steph return to you. Let's get started with what we have here at 6 a.m. in New Mexico as Chris is ready. After you nag him, he does. That's what it takes. Well, sometimes, I guess. All right. Schrodinger's panda is going to be the first who tweets today and says that cereal tastes the best with just above freezing point milk. 3:07 in the afternoon in Finland right now for Rapsuka, where they're real happy. Cereal tastes the best with just above freezing point milk.
The Fox Flint's Classic Rock.
Rapsuka says, yeah, so does Slyman. He says, that's about right, yeah. 10:07, good evening to winter in Australia. It's Friday, almost the weekend there. Almost the weekend there. Rachel will soon be sleeping. Well, I don't think so. She's just now cranking everybody up in her audience. You know, on Fridays, they do a lot of, she does a lot. They used to be a team, but she now is soloing and dancing in the studio, usually on Fridays. I do remember that. Tina likes the cereal dry, and there are a lot of cereals that you can do that with. Weather in Australia, that's the question from Rachel to Mel. What do you got for weather right now since it is winter? We're always used to when we hear and think of winter, we're thinking snow shovels and a foot of snow to have to be shoveled on our walk. What about going on over there? I mean, it's really kind of actually palatable over there. It's not as difficult to deal with, except in some areas, I guess you do get snow, but not necessarily on your front porch. Much, if ever. Cool at night, but warm during the... See, cool at night, warm during the day. That we can't identify with that as a winter. Snow down south, but not where you are. One for that purple is the name of our tweeter here who says, hot dogs should be at least 60% charred on the surface. No snow for Mel. Have you ever owned a snow shovel, Mel? I'm guessing no. Everybody here has one. That's standard equipment for winter. In our state and our region, and also for places like where Slyman is, snow shovels are a must. Hot dogs should be at least 60% charred on the surface. You don't freeze your nar-nars, and you've never owned one. Huh. It's hard for us to sometimes identify with the way other people live. Mel's never had a snow shovel. Tina's never pumped her own gas. Like, everybody's living in a foreign world. Rachel agrees on this. It should be 60% charred on the surface. Hot dogs.
And Terry and Arnold, of course, wants to do that. He's in jail and may not ever get out. He's a player for the Lions that is in jail in Florida now for planning an assault, kidnapping, and robbery, basically.
Yeah.
It was very similar to the O.J. Simpson story in that they were trying to get some property back that he had alleged that this guy had stolen from him. But it's stupid. The guy has $1 bazillion in the bank.
Now, how does that work with the Lions? Do they kind of wait it out and see what happens, or do they cut ties immediately?
Well, that's up to them. They can probably, if they want, cut ties, but they may wait it out. You never know. I don't think we've heard from the Lions yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, and innocent until proven guilty, I guess. But I did wonder about that.
There are a lot of other things that are in our heads this morning to talk about when it comes down to the dedication for the Friday morning primal scream. There's so many things to deal with today. There's that 40-year-old New York woman I was telling you about over the intro to that song, stealing the Knicks-themed trash can during the team's championship parade.
Sheila agrees with a hot dog. Linda likes them crispy. Rachel agrees, and Mel, not you.
Orange and blue container, ostensibly to have it as a souvenir for the win. And she emptied it all into trash right there on the sidewalk in New York City, walked off with the container, captured all on video. She's doing this in front of video cameras. She knew it.
Of course she is.
And she returned the can on June 24th, but was fined $175 for littering and impeding sanitation operation. More importantly, though, This woman was a director at J.P. Morgan Chase.
Oh, they don't tolerate stuff like that.
It's reported that she is no longer with the firm. So
Yeah,
there you
we
go.
need to see you in the office real
Again,
quick.
another stupid person.
Was alcohol involved?
We don't know. It was a Knicks game. It could very well have been. But geez, oh man.
Do you know how many trash cans she probably could afford to buy?
Yeah, no doubt. And by the way, kind of a serious note, well, very serious note, this morning on the Friday Morning Primal Scream, a guy that we had performing at Flint Riverbank Park several years ago, back in the day when we were doing those free concerts in Riverbank Park in Flint. David Clayton Thomas, the singer and lead singer of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. David Clayton Thomas died Wednesday night. He was 84. Here's a montage of some of his biggest hit songs.
What goes up,
What a voice.
Oh, I know.
down, spinning wheel, got to go round. You make me so very happy, baby. I'm so glad you came into my life. And when I die, there'll be one child born to carry on. Yeah.
Oh, I just got goosebumps.
I could listen to that guy's voice all day.
Yeah, I'd forgotten how great it is.
Just phenomenal. And he was, we had him as basically a solo act.
Did you?
In Flint's Riverbank Park many years ago. It was Tom Ryan Distributors, the Budweiser distributor at the time, Anheuser-Busch distributor, was the sponsor. We did a whole series of free concerts down there in Riverbank Park when there was still a Riverbank Park. Right behind when it was still the Hyatt. But yeah, the guy was phenomenal. The guy had a voice. Oh man, and he was kind of discovered accidentally. I don't remember the whole story, but he was. They had a different lead singer.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then I think it was Al Davis, might have been. I'm not remembering who the original lead singer was. I'll look that up.
I'd love to do a deep dive.
But yeah, this is David Clayton Thomas passing away. That kind of shocked me a little bit. He was kind of off my radar. 8:15 here in the Foxhole right now. We've got the Friday Morning Primal Scream coming up, and more dedications for that because there's a lot going on out there. There's a Karen that is on the loose and made a viral video. We'll get to that coming up in a little bit too.
The Foxhole Morning Show. Johnny Burke and Steph on the way.
Yeah, that and more. The Friday Morning Primal Scream is about 17 at the most minutes away here on the Fox.
This hour is service of K&K Tree Services of Goodrich. Over 10 years in business with free estimates, fair pricing, professional grade equipment, friendly and knowledgeable staff, and impeccable cleanup. For more info, call K&K Tree Services at 248-835-4731. And to read their 5-star reviews, including the one I left, visit knktree.com.
Yeah, when you see these ages of the singers, in David Clayton Thomas's case, 84, it kind of shocks you a little bit until you realize they've been around a long time. That song, You Made Me So Very Happy, was one of my all-time favorites. I love that sound, which is, the brass sound like Chicago did and Blood, Sweat, and Tears, the terrific stuff. But just in the last, you realize these guys have been around a while, and then you realize how old they are and how much of a challenge it is for them to get on stage every single night and do what they do. We've had, just in the past less than 10 days, maybe a week, Rod Stewart had to stop his show in the middle to take oxygen so that he could finish the rest of the show. Rod Stewart. Then we find out within the last couple nights here, Lionel Richie took ill in the middle of his show and had to leave the stage. So, yeah, these guys that are up in their upper 70s and the 80s, that's a challenge to go out there and do that. It's always been that, but they've met it, and people just assume that they can do it. They take that for granted, that they can do that. And then you realize Paul McCartney's been touring at 84, and he's still doing it. And he's still managing to do it. His voice isn't where it was, but it's still up there, and he can still sing, and he can still entertain, and people still love it when you're 80-some. Now you've got a guy like Keith Richards who's got the arthritis thing going on, and because of that, it's gotten really bad. They don't tour. They wanted to, but then they don't because it's just a little bit difficult to do that. That's a challenge for a 30-year-old to do, to tour every single night. These people, so I wonder, these people who are winning on The Voice and American Idol and stuff, they are wishing for that kind of a career, and I tell you, sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Who was it? Chris Daughtry was the guy who even put that lyric in his song. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. I wonder what his career, I mean, he's still doing it, but I'm wondering if he loves it like he did when he was dreaming about having it.
Drivers can do to help keep Michigan roads safe. Eyes up, phone down. Give at least 3 feet when passing a bicyclist.
We'll get to the back to the food fighting after we're done with the traffic update, which is coming up next. Because, yeah, we're going to be screaming.
Deaths that could have been avoided. That's why state
You did a marching band version of Blood, Sweat, and Tears show,
in some communities
Andrea says. Interesting.
This message brought to you by the Michigan Association
How long
of
McCartney
Broadcasters
continues?
and the Michigan
McCartney will continue until his body will no longer let him do it. He's one of those guys who, that's his life. Entertaining people, even when he's not on stage on tour, he's still doing these pop-up surprise shows in little venues. He'll sometimes be at somebody else's show and go on stage and share the stage for a song with them. That's just what he wants to do. That's where he's at home, up on the stage entertaining people. That's his life. That's how he lives and breathes. That's why it was such a devastating thing for him when the Beatles broke up. He went into a depression thing before he finally got up off the ground, thanks to Linda's help and encouragement, and formed Wings, and they went back on tour, and he was a happy guy again. But he was deeply depressed from all the reports I've ever read about when the Beatles broke up, because he thought, there goes his life. That was what they had going for them, and now it's over. Ooh, what do? You have an Australian artist called Daryl Brathwaite, who's retired this week, been around for years. How old is Daryl Brathwaite? Slow spots, several right now. We got Davison Township, a crash on Oak Road at Davison Road that's slowing things. Also, southbound 475 at 12th Street, that's a slow go spot in Flint because of a crash. Another one happening in Vienna Township, 10,100 block of Saginaw Street, and in Flint, the 600 block of East 2nd over by Durant Apartments. We found that there's a crash going on that could be slowing things for people who are in that neighborhood. Vehicle City traffic information all the time at classicfox.com/traffic. And if ever you spot a slowdown or an unusual delay, what's going on out there, you can detail for us at 810-230-WRSR. That's 810-230-9777 to be a traffic tipster on 103.9 The Fox.
Hey, we got another one of those rare Sunday morning get-togethers. The Fox will be on the run with the Buick City Blues and Sweet Willie T, along with Steve Driver, heading over to Durand again.
77.
Again, we're going out and doing the thing which we like to do, which is a live version of the Buick City Blues with Sweet Willie T. 2 hours of the best blues on the radio. You can reach out to Willie by emailing him blues@classicfox.com, but you can see it in person. All you got to do is show up out there in Durand.
You can buy him a drink if you want.
Yeah. At Union Station Smokehouse from 8 till 10. They have drinks, they have a buffet, they've got all kinds of stuff going on, and I'm told it's rather well attended.
Yeah, and the food's great, they say.
8 till 10 a.m. this Sunday. It'll be live on the air here, but more importantly, in person at Union Station Smokehouse in Durand. You can check out the Fox with Steve Driver and Sweet Willie T and the Buick City Blues Show live in Durand this Sunday morning. You don't want to miss that. That's a lot of fun. I wish I could go to that.
I know, you're busy.
I'll be up in Caseville. That ain't all bad either.
You'll be eating good, though.
That's right. Tomorrow night, judging ribs in Caseville. It's the Country Rib Stock weekend up there that we always kick the season off with, and I'll see you there.
He was a singer in a band called Sherbet in the 70s. Daryl Brathwaite, 77 years old. Just released a country album. Who just released a country album, Michigan Kim? Oh, you're talking about Ringo. Yeah, he seems to lean, even when the Beatles were together, they would always give him the country-leaning songs to do, because every album, George was supposed to do at least one song, and Ringo would do at least one song. Even if they hadn't written it, they would they would sing the song. And Ringo tended to lean more country. That just kind of was a comfortable genre for him. And it worked out well. Everybody loved everything he did. All right, back to our list of things while Slyman leaves into the weekend. Tina misses the crosswords on Fridays. Oh, that's right. Well, we managed to get these things done by Thursday so that we can start again on Monday, and we'll be starting again on Monday with a new one. But the thing about Fridays is there's so much other stuff going on that people demand, like food fighting. They like to fight about food. You like to fight about food, all of you. Like this one. Girl Who Waited says there's nothing wrong with using cake mix. Everything doesn't have to be from scratch to be good. Did I give you the answer of what? The crossword puzzle? When I say the crossword puzzle, if you're talking about the one that was from the shaded squares, the answer that we were looking for, at least that was formed, was black soil. And I'm trying to remember, what was the question? The question was spelling out a dark find under the grass. And the answer to that was black soil. Andrea agrees with this cake mix comment. Mel does as well. Tina also agrees with that. So does Rapsuka. Mixed are okay. Got to watch the additives, Linda says, regarding the cake mixes. Mix is okay. Nothing wrong with using cake mix. Everything doesn't have to be from scratch to be good. Dink says, if you put ketchup on everything, you don't actually like food, you just like ketchup. If you put ketchup on everything, you don't actually like food, you just like ketchup.
From Kirkwood Castle to the Whiting, this is Flint's 103.9 of Fox.
Mel agrees and Rapsuka disagrees. Our international audience is at odds over this one. Chris, the American, tosses in agreement about ketchup. Linda says, yeah, pretty much. You actually like ketchup more than anything else. Ketchup enhances the flavor, says Andrea. Eric agrees. Orville, no, I'm sorry, not Orville. We'll go to his comment after. Jennifer says, truffle flavor ruins food. Truffle fries, truffle oil on pizza. It's supposed to be fancy and elevate meals, but truffle anything tastes worse than without truffle. If you have any experience with that. Tina agrees. Truffle flavor ruins food. Truffle fries, truffle oil on pizza. It's supposed to be fancy and elevate meals, but truffle anything tastes worse than without truffle. And Mel agrees. Mel agrees. Linda, you can't remember the time when you ever had truffles and remembered it. Rapsuka agrees. I'm in that camp of never having had them, but then, of course, I've also never had rutabaga. I've never had rhubarb. I've never had avocado. Any of that. I've never wanted to have sauerkraut, knowingly. Yet we found out earlier this morning we have somebody in our midst, not right now with us, but she was over on TikTok, who said I could eat a whole bowl of sauerkraut by itself. Should put sugar on top of it. Jeez. Mel loves avocados. Tina says they taste moldy. Truffles? Eric had chocolate truffles. Chocolate truffles. There is such a thing as chocolate truffles and loved it. Right? Now we give you Orville's comment. Orville says, the more rare the fish, the better. Give it to me raw. Don't be afraid. No sugar on kraut, says Linda. Well, that was what Heather said earlier. Our Marine. She's back in Michigan visiting friends this weekend, and we got on the subject of sauerkraut over on TikTok this morning, and she says, yeah, she could eat a whole bowl of it. Put sugar on it. She'll eat a whole bowl of it. Mel disagrees. No sugar on kraut. Disagrees. Mel disagrees. Rapsuka agrees, and no raw fish in Linda's world. The more rare the fish, the better. Give it to me raw. Don't be afraid. Now, Tina normally likes the fish well done, but she will eat some sushi. Now, isn't sushi raw fish? I mean, that, or is there some other way to do it that I'm not aware of? Because I've never had sushi, and I was always under the impression that that was what it was, raw fish. And that's it. Just, it's raw fish. It's just fish that wasn't cooked. Now, Ralphie says, I grew up with home canning, and I see a lot of videos of people using their hands to stuff green beans, peaches, tomatoes, or whatever else is being canned down into the jar. They are actively putting their bare hands into the sterilized jars. I was taught that this is a giant no-no and that directly touching the inside or the outside rim and or threads of a sterilized jar with unsterilized anything would contaminate the jar and encourage bacteria.
Sammy Hagar, anyway, there's only one way to rock. I think there's probably more than one.
I know, but the best way to rock is right here.
And you're doing it right now. Patchy fog is gone. It's going to be partly sunny and 74 today. Temperature's already up to 61. Partly cloudy, 55 tonight. Mostly sunny, 79 tomorrow. And mostly sunny, 84 on Sunday. Monday, 92. Tuesday, 95. Wednesday and Thursday, 96. Dew points up in the 70s.
Your mom would not approve of that, putting it with your hands down into the can. That's contamination there. That's just not done. Now, Tina never did use hands when canning anything. Rob Suka agrees. Mel says you can have it with chicken or avocado or salmon. Rob Suka agrees. Some has cooked fish. She'll eat. Okay. Okay. But that was it. I grew up with home canning, and I see a lot of videos of people using their hands to stuff green beans, peaches, tomatoes, or whatever else is being canned down into the jar. They are actively putting their bare hands into the sterilized jars. I was taught that this is a giant no-no, and that directly touching the inside or the outside rim and or threads of a sterilized jar with unsterilized anything would contaminate the jar and encourage bacteria. No hands after sterilizing the jar. Tina agrees, and Linda says no hands after sterilizing it. Apparently, that's the thing. I didn't know that. But, of course, I've never canned anything, so I wouldn't. But, you know, Sween Dog might. He's a cook of long standing. And here he is. Good morning, Sween Dog, agreeing with that whole, I guess, hands comment there. Mel agrees. Mel also agrees. Never having canned anything, I didn't realize that that's kind of a verboten thing here. Lazy Boys 00 says chicken is better than beef. Chicken is better than beef. Mel saying contamination, using the hands is a contamination thing. Even if you've washed them thoroughly, and used sterilizer like was so prominent during COVID, you saw sterilizer bottles everywhere. Disagree. Okay, Sween Dog disagrees. Eric disagrees. Tina disagrees. Rob Suka agrees with the comment about chicken being better than beef. Mel says it depends on how it's cooked. Sween Dog says you use rubber gloves. You don't do skin to stuff. Rob Suka agreed. They both have their place. Chicken and beef have their place. All this food talk has Chris starving. That's the whole point of doing this. You know how you guys like to walk away from here hungry. You know, breakfast time is coming around. It's that time for you. In fact, it's early still. So it's coming around. Here comes one for you. Solid V says, can't stand sweet mixed with savory. Honey barbecue chicken, kettle corn, pineapple on pizza. Can't do it. Can't stand sweet mixed with savory. Honey barbecue chicken, kettle corn, pineapple on pizza. Can't do it. Too late for eating in Australia. They're about ready to go to bed, and you don't want to be eating on a full stomach. You know what that kind of does to your dreams. Get you talking in your sleep. You don't want that. So Rob Suka is disagreeing. Sween Dog is disagreeing with that business about sweet mixed with savory. Mel loves it. Mel loves it. That's nuts, Tina says. So disagrees there. Mel disagrees. Back again to Johnny in the studio. It's okay, you'll do the sweet savory, Linda says. Okay.
Friday morning primal scream. Getting ready for that one. Of course, everybody likes to do the scream, and there's more. Look at what we've got coming in weather next week. I told you guys, I said I don't mind hot weather, and sometimes though when it's heavy with humidity, it really gets hard to do.
Yeah.
I was watching local weather guys last night, and they were talking about how the dew points are going to be up in the 70s.
Oh, that is uncomfortable.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to be approaching 100. So far, the forecast is for less than 100 degrees, but who knows?
Right.
When those days come around, sometimes that shoots up there. And in addition to that, the dew points will be up in the 70s, which basically means, a lot of humidity.
Moist.
Yeah, it means you can see fog at like 75 degrees. So that's crazy moist. All right.
It's a guarantee for frizzy hair, that's for sure.
And then this comes out. Do you shower before you get into a public pool?
No, I'm getting into a public pool.
Well, that's the point. And that's why I don't swim in public pools. 52% of you people say you do not rinse off before getting in a public pool, and 44% of us do, but it doesn't do any good when getting in a dirty pool.
Isn't that why you put chlorine in?
But yeah, but
Oh, I know what you're saying. I'm just being flip.
flippant.
I mean, I guess, if I hadn't showered for 4 or 5 days.
So long, Rachel. Have a great weekend.
I mean, if I'd shower that morning and I haven't
Mel eats chocolate and chips together.
I don't know.
Plus, and this is another, the show is brought to you by the summer fact. And it's a summer fact that we're all going to have to be living with next week.
Today's show is brought to you by another fact about summer. Fact: there is no graceful way to get on a pool float.
Absolutely none.
Good point by her.
So that's what.
I had that problem when I tried to get into a kayak, too.
Yeah, same thing. Especially if you're in the water at the time.
Yeah.
Getting on off the dock is not as bad, but yeah, you're in the water trying to get back in the kayak. Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what we're going to be dealing with next week. Obviously, is
Listen, we wait all winter for this.
Yeah, I have no problem with it. Look at I will take all of the problems of summer.
I know.
Every chance I get, as opposed to winter. The problems of winter are far worse for me as far as I'm concerned. It actually hurts me to go outside in the wintertime sometimes.
Does it physically?
Yeah, it physically hurts my joints and everything. No, I'm not a winter person. I love the summer, and I don't care how damn hot it is. It's 8:35.
Tina's out.
Enjoy every minute.
Until next week. Have a great weekend.
Johnny Burke and Steph still to come.
All right, of course, the Friday morning primal scream is coming up next. I'll tell you one guy who's screaming with joy this morning. That's Alan Retz of Davison, the June grand prize winner of our $1,103.90 in addition to the $103.90 he won with Mark Simons in week number 2 this month of our Fox Mad Money Summer. Thanks to Streeter Brothers Concrete Contractors of Burton at 103.9 The Fox. He has got him suspects money. So anybody knows Alan, he's buying.
Hit him up for a loan, yeah,
You
for sure.
gotta call Alan Retz and say, hey, what are you buying me? I'll get all of that. And the scream is next.
This hour is service of K&K Tree Services of Goodrich with over 30 years of combined experience and professional grade equipment. They handle tree removal, trimming, and pruning, as well as land and lot clearing, stump grinding, and 24/7 emergency storm response. Call for a free estimate, 248-835-4731. And to read their 5-star reviews, go to knktree.com.
Train's coming. Scream's coming. Had to lift your mom's TV to clean the windows and you think you pulled a muscle in your arm. That's not good because it was heavy. All right, last one. Last one for the food fight today. Traditional Rice 264 says ranch dressing shouldn't go on a salad. Ranch dressing shouldn't go on a salad. Rob Suka disagrees with that. Sween Dog disagrees with that. And since Mel's on her own, she's the one who had to lift the TV around. Does Mr. Mel at least help you with that kind of thing when he's home? We've established he's not real helpful in other ways, but does he at least do that kind of thing?
display as part of America's 250th
Chris disagrees, and he does help. Well, good. That's good.
Those who continue to serve today. Keep it locked right here at 103.9 The Fox for further details. Proudly brought to you by Earl Dopstein, Michigan's
Scream's coming up in a minute here.
Sophia.
Screaming about the fact that my dog is limping around right now because he hurt his right foreleg somehow. So he's limp. Me lifting him off of the bed so that he wouldn't have to jump down onto the floor and further injure himself. I injured myself pulling a calf muscle, and it's just now starting to work itself loose a little. It still hurts, but it's still there. And now we have Mel on the injured list. Once he sees you trying too hard, do you sell it, Mel? Do you sell it? You know, it's hard, but do you kind of really even wince, you know, extra emphatically to make him think that this is really, really stressing you out, to kind of get him kind of in the mood to help you?
It's fish. Saturday, it's burger night, and get those pizza specials daily. And as always, keep supporting locally owned business and live and local music.
Mount Crushmore Concrete is Flint's premier crushing yard.
We're all falling apart.
Crush yard won't make him remove concrete for you. Mount Crushmore is the industry leader and has the highest quality products available. Call today at 810-424-1000. That's 810-424-1000.
Not really. Okay. That's good of you.
Why let your savings sit still
I know
when it
people
could
who
be
will
working
do
for
that.
you? At Horizon Bank, our money market accounts give you strong rates and easy access
They
to
will
your
make
cash.
sure that
So
you
your money
know
stays flexible while it grows.
how much they are straining to get something done so that you are
CDs offer
obligated to help
guaranteed
them.
growth with terms that fit your goals. Whether you're
He
planning
knows you
ahead
will do
or
it
building for the future. Visit
because you have throughout the years, 20-some.
money and start earning more today.
It's like when people are at work. The boss sees you doing something. The harder you work, the more you're going to work because the boss sees you doing it and figures you can do that, you can probably take on more. And then they make you take on more. Just vicious cycle crap. But you will be in pain later. Yeah. Yes, you will. That's no good. You're stubborn. Well,
And I approve this message.
just ahead of the Friday morning primal scream, we're still looking at a couple of crashes or slowdown spots. Davison Township's one of them. Oak Road at Davison Road is where that happened. And that's pretty much it. It said there were two, but there's a couple that have also been cleaned up. Everybody's moving along. And the freeways at the moment are crash-free and delay-free, so a good story there as you get deeper into your Friday morning, getting from here to there. A reminder here that Vehicle City traffic information is always updated throughout the day and weekend at ClassicFox.com/traffic. Whenever you run across a slowdown on the roadways, let us know at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777 to be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
It's finally
It is that, which means we are going down to the studio.
Also dedicated this morning to the Michigan woman who's pleading guilty to felony contraband charges after attempting to smuggle a bottle of wine into jail. See, well, I don't need to talk anymore. She may have a problem. It was a bottle of cupcake in her cupcakes, but it was cupcake wine. A 12-inch, 2.5-pound bottle.
I was gonna say those bottles are heavy.
Trying airline bottles of Fireball. Do the dishes? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to go to church? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to buy insurance? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to make the bed? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to get married? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to eat sushi? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to go to Illinois? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to do a shot with me? Yeah. And the guy is a little bit smarter than that, but not much. A Florida guy in his 70s is getting in trouble now, accused of getting $1,800 worth of erectile dysfunction medication so he could resell it at the retirement community. Faces up to a year in federal prison and a whole bunch of disappointed retirees.
Talk about a captive audience, though, right?
Exactly. Is that a gun in your pocket? You should be sleeping. No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to talk to Ziggy? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to fall down? No, I don't want to do that. Do you want to watch soccer? No, I don't want to do that. got my pass list?
I don't think so.
I have a hall pass with that one. I'm wondering. All right, no matter where you are, what you're doing, the idea is to scream it out of your system now with us together on the count of three. We do this. It works for real. University of Michigan did a study. I'm not making that up. There's no joke in that. It will help you relieve your stress. Boy, do we need that now. So here we go. On the count of three, everybody. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Another cigarette.
Road trips planned this summer, but I just saw that gas stations all over the country could run out of gas in coming months. It's gonna be a tough summer, especially because gasoline is the main ingredient in White Claw Surge.
Red Lobster launched its Festival of Summer Sips, which includes the Purple Haze cocktail made with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's gin, Desert Pear, lemonade, and sparkling gold shimmer. Said a Red Lobster spokesman, "Look, we don't know, okay? Nobody wants lobster. We don't know what to do." This new summer vacation trend among parents foregoing high-intensity camping. Kid rotting. Hey, maybe don't call it that. Not everything's a trend. My family and I are doing this new thing where we all lay in bed and close our eyes from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. We call it micro-deathing.
Love 4th of July. You want a sparkler? No. At the end of the day, you want to outduel the rest of the block? And you'd have to light off the big firework, remember? That was an announcement. I'm lighting it off! $48 one! You back up! Get behind the car! Get behind the car! Get your brother! Get behind the car! What's going on? Ma, get in the house! Get behind the screen window! Hurry up! He's lighting off the $48 one! Hurry up! What does he do? That's the thing. I don't know. Slit! Slit! He goes on his back. Try to put it up. Don't touch it. Is it still lit? I don't know. It's still lit. A cop! What's going on here? Nothing. What's that? The $48 one?
And that's our week. Thank you very much for your attendance and your attention all week long. Next week, we'll be in a short mode because next week, of course, is the start of the 4th of July weekend, which means that by next Friday, we should be taking the day off from the show and the live stream. So the screen will have to wait a couple weeks, as the weigh-in will as well, which gives me more time to get down from 225.4. Congratulations to Tina for being our weigh-in contest winner this week. And we'll be coming back here after you've had a pleasant, peaceful, productive weekend on Monday morning with our regular live stream schedule, which you're probably used to by now. starting on TikTok at 6:30 in the morning, and then going to Facebook for a half an hour, and then finishing up with an hour on YouTube when we will start a brand new crossword puzzle. So have, again, a pleasant, peaceful, productive rest of your day and weekend. We'll see you back here in the Hal Hole Monday morning with your friends, the Hal Raisers. Okay?